Hello, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2022. Welcome to this new year and this moment of sharing fellowship with each other. I'm your host, Harriet Cole, here of Dreamleapers Inspiration. I am so happy to be with you right now. The new year has begun. How are you all feeling? Do you feel refreshed? Do you feel energized? Did you take time off during the holiday to just get some rest and reflect on your life as it has been and where you're headed? I hope you did. You know, the holiday season is often so busy that it can be difficult to step back and to pause and to reflect. And yet, that was my hope and prayer for all of us, because it's so important to take the time to look at, reflect back on the life that we've lived and to contemplate the next steps that we want to take. Otherwise, we're just sort of moving through life. And, sometimes that can work well, but if you actually choose the path that you're going to follow and make conscious decisions to follow that path, you get further. And so again, I'm hoping that over the break, whatever amount of break you had, that you were able to pause, to reflect, to consider what worked well in my life, what do I want to carry forward, and what would I like to table. Like, I don't need to do this particular thing or carry forward an activity, a relationship, a thought, a way of living, a behavior, a pattern, a habit. What do I want to change? Have you thought about that? I want you to think about that right now, because it is important as we begin this year. And we know that beginnings are very important. We normally show up to beginnings, wearing our best clothes. If it's a job interview, you polish your skills, you get yourself looking good, you show up early, not just on time, but early, and you present the most dazzling smile and the best you possible, because you're looking to make space for you to enter whatever this new experience might be. Is that what you're doing right now for walking into 2022? Are you showing up in your finest thinking, your finest way of being, your finest presentation of yourself? Are you doing that? Do you feel that that's important? I want to share with you that I think it's vital for us as we move forward in our lives to show up in the best possible way right now, at the point of this beginning, the beginning of 2022, the beginning of a new year with new possibilities for every single one of us. And I want to say to you things, I always tell you things that we already know, but that sometimes it's good to hear it from somebody else. Today was not promised for you or me. It is a blessing that we are here today. It wasn't promised. So many people didn't make it to this day. I just learned yesterday evening about a wonderful man who was in partnership with one of the finest people that I know. Looked to be in the picture of health. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? We certainly look to be healthy, happy, in alignment with his goals and dreams, and anchored in his love of family and community. And apparently, he had a massive heart attack and left us. Tomorrow is not promised. The only thing that's promised is the moment that we are in. And as we mature, we kind of know this. There are people all around us who leave for lots of reasons. Some, they leave the planet, they pass on. Others, they leave our lives. They're only part of our lives for a moment, but not forever. How are we showing up? How are you showing up What are you doing to align yourself with whatever you think is important for you? I don't ask these questions, you guys, to poke at us. I ask them to inspire us. That's why this is called Dreamleapers Inspiration. I created Dreamleapers as an educational platform designed to help people access and activate their dreams. Why? Because I know people dream, but very, very often we put our dreams on the shelf, we put it in the back of the closet, hide it so nobody can see, because often we don't believe that our dreams are valuable. Often we don't believe that what is stirring in our souls is worth bringing forward. And I want to challenge every one of us to say, hey, that is not true. It is so incredibly important for us to harvest the dreams that live within us. Because what is in my heart matters, what is in your heart matters. When we cultivate that and bring it forward, great opportunities, ideas, experiences manifest in our world. It really is true. Think about some of the great ideas that you know, people that you love, not famous people, but just regular folk that people have come up with that have made an incredible difference in their lives and in the lives of others. That's dreams manifesting. But the only way that dreams manifest is if you do the work. You can't just, imagine, oh, I've got this great idea. I've been thinking about it since I was a little kid, but I never told anyone. I couldn't tell anyone that. I don't know what would happen. But imagine what would happen if you took the time and the effort and the focus to cultivate that dream that's living within you. What would happen if you devoted the time to explore it, to nurture it, and to see it through to development into something real and tangible? What would happen then? Now think of it. What's the worst thing that could happen? It wouldn't work. Okay. How many ideas don't work? Successful people will tell you it's never just one idea that they had. They had many, many, many ideas, many that did not manifest. And then out of somewhere, sometimes it feels like nowhere, an idea comes forth and it takes root and it draws attention and it supports a cause, an idea. It becomes a cause or an idea. It becomes something that others value toward. But there might have been 100 before that they didn't. So dreaming and working to manifest those dreams is important, and it requires fortitude. It requires resilience. We've talked about this many times. Dreaming and making those dreams manifest means that you have to have courage. We talked about courage at the end of 2021. That to be courageous means that you push forward no matter what. You keep pushing, you keep striving. You build that muscle that says, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to stick with it. So I wanted to start 2022 with something that is very dear to my heart. I talk about it all the time. The focus of this today is make a plan. Make a plan. Why is that important? Because again, these ideas that we have, these dreams that we have, kind of scintillate sometimes. Oh, that's a great one. Oh, that's another great one. I need to write that down so that I can work on that soon. Ah, there's another one. I need to work on that soon. Okay. I want you to think about working on a plan so that it's not just a great one here and a great one there, but that it is a great idea that you decide this one is important to carry forward. And I'm seeing that there's some sound issues. Let me see if this is any better. Maybe that's a little bit better. Let's hope. I'm hoping that if you imagine all these great ideas that come forward for you, which one do you believe is worth planning out? Which one do you think you should you should focus on? You should give a lot of attention. You should contemplate how much time am I going to spend on this one idea, this one great dream that I have, so I can see what happens. I want you to pick one. Everybody think about this right now. Of all the different things that have come to you, think about which one you feel has the most legs. Which one you feel has the greatest opportunity to manifest. Think about that right now. Which of your inspirations for your life, and it could be anything. It could be a plan for you to reorganize your life. It could be a plan for you to get a new job. It could be a plan for you to get fit. It could be a plan for you, like myself, to get your child in college. It could be a plan to write a book. It could be a plan to start a business. It could be a plan to find a new job. I don't know what your plan is, but think about it. Ask yourself right now, what would you like to focus on for the next month? For the month of January, what would you like to focus on? What would you like to manifest? Because a month is not that long. It takes commitment, but it's not that long. What could you focus on for 1 month? And at the end of that month, you figure out what is measurable as success. You focus on one thing for a month, and every day, you know me, you write a list. Every day you write a list. You check off your list. You make small enough entries, things that you choose to do to get to your goal each day, so that you can check them off. Because if you make them too big, then it becomes overwhelming and then you give up. So what are the small steps that you can take to get to your goal? You plan out for a month, day by day. You write down the steps, and you don't have to write the steps for 30 days at one time. You write out the steps each day. You choose which ones you're going to accomplish. And then, in the course of your day, there are other things that you have to do. You write those down too. Check those off. But don't forget the dream. And every day, check something off of that dream. And then what will happen is at the end of the month, you will look back and see all of the things that you accomplished to get you closer to manifesting that dream. It works. It works. See, we still have some bad reception. I don't know why I have every possible thing set up, you guys. I have this is where technology comes in. You don't know what to do with it. I think there's a lot of wind in New York City, as my daughter told me. She was headed to school. There's a lot of wind. Maybe we're competing with the wind. And I apologize for that. Let me bring my microphone a little closer. Hopefully that's going to help a little bit. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to solve that, but let me see if there's anything else I can do. All right. So what do you think about this? Everybody, just for a moment, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what dream are you going to focus on for the month of January? And write it down. Can you do that? You can write it down in the chat box. You can write it down in your journal. But write down, make a decision right now. What dream are you going to focus on for the month of January? Anything. It can be something simple, something huge, something groundbreaking for you. Somebody else might think it's nothing. But for you, it's really important. Write it down. And then I want you to think about what steps can you take today. Here's the thing. When you make a plan and you start to execute it immediately, what that does is to prevent you from belaboring the plan. I have a friend who used to spend hours, days, weeks refining her plan. Well, I just have to get it exactly right. And yes, there's value to fine-tuning a plan, but not if it puts you in what they call analysis paralysis. You want to execute your plan. You want to do it. You don't want to just think about it and put flourishes over the I's and T's. You don't want to make it so pretty that it's untouchable for you. You want to execute it. So let me read you some quotes that I found. I have a few, because these are really good ones. This one is from Dwight D. Eisenhower, former president. Good planning without good working is nothing. Isn't that the point I was just making? Good planning without good working is nothing. You have to make the plan and execute the plan. You have to do the work. You cannot just say, oh, I have this beautiful plan. We're working for it forever. It's perfect. It's perfect when you start acting on it, when you start engaging it. All right, here's another one. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. That's from Eleanor Roosevelt. Hear that one again. It takes as much energy to wish as it does to plan. So that's sort of that dreamy kind of thing that sometimes we do. Dream in a way that I'm not recommending, where, oh, you're thinking about things. This is so exciting. I'm an author. How many of you have said, I'm going to write a book? But it ends up really kind of being a dream that, well, one day, and this is what it's going to be about, and I'm not sure, and it never happens. Even as not for myself, there are books that I haven't written yet that I've said I'm going to write, and enough time has passed for me to finish. What is the difference between the ideation and the activation? There is a big difference between ideation and activation, and we at Dreamleapers are looking to activate our dreams. Yes. Here's another one from Anatoly France. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. So I gave you these three because they kind of work together in different ways. Let me read that one again. To accomplish great things, we must not only act, but also dream. Not only plan, but also believe. Right? So both are important. The dream is important. The dream is what stirs up our consciousness, what awakens our soul and says, pay attention. What's in there that we need to come out? The dream is important, critical. But the dream is not enough. You have to take action. You have to do the work. And I want to ask you, how many of you had a dream in 2021? You were fiery hot about it. And yet, we're at 2022 and nothing happened. How many of you are in that position? I know that some of you are. In my case, There's some dreams that I manifested, others that I did not. And which ones do I remember best? The ones I did not. And so they go on the top of my list, not the bottom of the list. I don't want to get to 2023 and go, oops, I still didn't do that. That thing that was burning in my soul. It was so important to me. I don't want that to happen. I don't have to have that happen. I have the ability to manifest the things that I put my time and attention and focus on, as do you. So think about it. What did you tell yourself in 2021 that you were going to work on? I am not going to get to the end of this year, and that's still on my list. Tell yourself the truth now. What did you put on the list? And what did you not complete? And how do you feel about it? Now, with that in mind, I want you to step back and think about this year, because we're in this moment now, 2022. What of the old things that were on your list are still important? What do you want to consider? Should I still do this? Should I take it off the list? Does this matter? Does it not matter anymore? Evaluate the things on your list. If they aren't important anymore, erase them. Take them off. Erase them from your list. If they're really important and should be priorities, put them at the top of your list. If they feel like a burden, is heavy and important, keep it at the top of your list so that you make sure you get it done. Don't let it weigh you down because you haven't given it the proper attention. But also, you want to listen to your heart. What does your heart tell you you were supposed to be doing now? Create space, leave space for the new dream to manifest. Allow yourself space to discover what that is. It's so important. We don't always do that. Sometimes when we think we're being responsible, we fill up the list with all the old stuff. I'm going to do it all. And then it feels like a weight. And if it feels like a weight, and you can't figure out how to transition it from weight to opportunity, you might not do it. This is why I like to break things down into manageable parts. So that there's a big thing that feels like a weight, but you can break it down into 10 steps. And those steps might not be so hard. It's the magnitude of the big thing that can feel hard. So break it down into manageable parts that feel as easeful as possible. Let us not shut our eyes tight and say, this is too hard, I'm not going to look at that, I'm not going to face that. Don't do that. It doesn't work. It burdens your spirit. And it makes it harder for you to manifest those dreams that are just waiting to be explored. Do you see? We know this. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but sometimes we need to be reminded. So these quotes that I just read to you talk about the value of the dream and of the work. The understanding that you can't just think about what you have to do, you have to do it, right? You have to take action. Otherwise, you will have a laundry list of things that you wish you had accomplished. That's one of the worst things that can happen at the end of life. And as we talked about from the beginning of this broadcast, the end of life happens at any point. So many people have left us in this 1 year that has just passed. I doubt that there's one of us who's on this broadcast who has not lost someone, whether due to the epidemic or just the natural course of life. We've lost people. Sometimes the loss hasn't been death, it's just been a death of the relationship. Those can sometimes be even more difficult because keep wondering, what did I do? How did we get to this point where there was a separation? Or if you were the one who had to walk away, did I make the right decision? Am I at peace in the way that I ended whatever that bond was? But here we are. Here we are in this moment, ready to begin, standing in the driver's seat of our own lives, ready to begin this year. And I say to you, if you haven't done it already, make a plan. You can make a 12-month plan that has key things you want to do each month. You can look at one given month, like I just recommended for the month of January. What one dream are you going to tackle and work on every single day so that at the end of the month, you can go, oh, I have accomplished what I said I was going to do. One thing. Write these things down. It makes such a difference. If you can do the long view, January through December, go for it. You can always change it. And then each day, start your day with your plan and check off what you have accomplished. I promise you, this will give you energy. When you check things off and you did it, you go, oh my goodness, I completed that. That was on my list for so long. And then when you accomplish it, you're like, wow, why was that so hard for me to do in the first place? But you did it. Completing tasks on your list gives you energy. The energy helps to fuel your next action. Your energy helps you to activate the dreams that are in your heart. When you activate them, you're like, wow, this is so exciting. And it really doesn't matter what's happening in your life. I worked with a woman a few years ago who was married. She's a young woman, youngish, mid-30s. She's married and building a life with her husband, working in the health space. And things were not clicking properly in her marriage. It just wasn't working. She was trying. I think sometimes he was trying, but at a certain point, it was clear that wasn't going to work. And all of the things that happen when you are potentially uncoupling, all the worries came in. How was she going to take care of herself? Because as she was building her career, her husband was the one making the money. How was she going to get on the other side to be able to manifest her dreams if she was going to be alone? Rather than staying put in a situation that was not working. And by the way, I'm not recommending ending marriages, nor did I with her. But this was what was her destiny. She made a plan. She worked hard. She got enough clients so that she could be self-sufficient. And I think it was over the course of about a year and a half, she was able to transition into being fully self-sufficient. Why do I share that with you? I can tell you of hundreds of couples with very different stories who feel that they cannot move on. They cannot move from point A to point B. They cannot sever ties if they aren't working anymore. Why? I can't answer the why. But I can tell you in this woman's case, what she did was to prepare herself so that she could take care of herself. And now she's flourishing. And I say this to you to say, whatever your course, it is not necessarily and not likely to be easy. But that does not mean that it is impossible for you to follow your heart, for you to follow your path, and for you to manifest your dreams. I want you to know that no matter what the obstacles are, it doesn't mean that you should give up. No matter what, you can move forward. And I also want to share with you that I've created a very special program this Wednesday, January 5th, at 7 p.m. Eastern, from 7 to 9. We're going to have a meditate in 2022. We're having a very special program in the evening, so as many people as possible can join. We're going to look at last year, we're going to claim this year, we're going to meditate together and access those dreams. And I welcome all of you to join me for that. My assistant's going to put it in the chat box right now so you can sign up. It's on Eventbrite called Meditate 2022. You can find it on my Facebook pages, Harriet Cole Media, Harriet Cole. Please sign up. Tell your friends. We're going to meditate together and access those dreams and work on harvesting them together. You guys, sneak peek today. We're going to do it as a community on Wednesday, and I welcome all of you to join and share with your friends. And your assignment today, because you got to head start. Decide what you're going to work on in January. What will that be? Decide what it will be. Write it down, commit to it, and work on it every day. Bring that idea with you on Wednesday to our meditation session and see where it takes you. I look forward to spending this year with you, to being together with you in just a couple of days. Let's continue this fellowship. It's really special to me. I hope it is to you. I apologize for the bad audio. It's very windy here. Something we can't control, but thank you for sticking in with me. Until next time, have a great day and make it count.